everybody. How are you doing? It is not so beautiful here in Pennsylvania. Well, I mean, beautiful, I guess, depending on how you look at beauty. It's a little rainy and wet, which we need rain. It's going to cause things to grow for summer, so you could see that as beautiful. I got the nice good morning hair going on here. Still kind of looks styling though, don't it? Yeah, buddy, still looking fresh, getting up in the morning. Baby girl slept in like an extra hour, so got a little extra sleep, and we're just getting our day going here. I just wanted to do a nice little update on everything that's been going on. I want to get back to doing videos here consistently. Just been a lot going on. I am 3.5 weeks out of, I'm talking to the camera, honey buddy. I am 3.5 weeks out of hernia surgery. I went in for 2 hernias. They ended up finding 3 more, so I had 5 hernias fixed in a line from my belly button up to right about here, where I had a really big 3.5 by 3 by 1 centimeter hernia just popping out of my stomach. You know, a lot of videos on my TikTok and stuff, you can see it poking through my shirt and things like that. It was about time to get it taken care of. So I am feeling pretty good. Wave. Renly wants to say hi. Hi. Say good morning.
I'm not tall.
You see your face right there?
No, I'm not tall.
Oh, well, now you're not on it. You ducked down.
Pick me up.
Pick you up. All right, you got to stay close to me, though. Ready? Oh, there's Renly.
Get close.
Say, I'm wild this morning. I'm wild. So as you can see, I am able to pick her up now. You know, you're supposed to stay under 20 pounds for up to 6 weeks, which is tough. She did amazing, especially, you know, the first week. I really tried to avoid it, but it's kind of hard to avoid when you have a 3-year-old. You know, and she wasn't even quite 3 at the time. She just turned 3, didn't you?
I need a wet.
You need what?
I need that wet soap.
No. But she did really good at, like, getting close to my body and staying tight when I pick her up, and then just sitting right against my shoulder for whatever I needed to do. She did excellent, didn't you? You helped take care of Daddy with his hernia?
Where's my head?
Did you take care of my hernia?
My
I'm going to put her down now.
No.
Well, we don't want to play with soap this morning, honey. Nice little visit from my baby girl. But anyway, it's been, you know, pretty simple. Just being easy. I got back to work and training clients this past week. I just don't move weights or get bars out for them or anything. You know, I feel pretty good picking things up. It's like the whole twisting thing. You know, I was at like 2.5 weeks or 3 weeks and kind of completely forgot and went to like crack my back, and I just felt the stitches, you know, down the side tear. So what they did is they plugged them up, put plugs in, and then they put a piece of mesh about so big down to here and up to here to cover it up. And then you just got to wait for that all to heal up because you don't want it to poke back out. They did, what, 3 insertion spots? I'm still a little swollen on my lower stomach here. Still a little swollen through there. But they did, can't barely see them. There's 3 marks on my stomach. Like, yeah, you can see that swelling still right there. And honestly, the sore spots, this bottom mark right here where they went in, that spot has been sore. Like if I twist this way, up right there, I can start feeling it. You know, it's super weird not training and going into the surgery. You know, I had barely worked out. You know, I'm someone that works out 6-7 days a week doing a mix of CrossFit, Olympic weightlifting, bodybuilding, you know, pretty much any sport and fitness. I love it all. And I like to hit bodybuilding anywhere from 2 to 4 times a week, and CrossFit, you know, the same amount, if not 6 or 7 times a week. But I have been doing a bit more bodybuilding, putting on a little more size, getting a little away from the CrossFit now that I don't compete as much. I want to, you know, get a tad more aesthetic, you know, like I used to be before CrossFit. With CrossFit, it was all about performance, slightly higher body fat because I performed a little bit better there. But now I'd like to have a little bit lower body fat and just still be athletically inclined and able to, you know, go out there and run those 7-minute miles and things like that. So, you know, I'm doing a bit more bodybuilding. going into surgery, I wasn't working out as much. I had an allergic reaction to gabapentin, which is carpal tunnel medication. That's what they put me on it for. And I mean, in about 30 days, I put on 30 pounds of swelling. I couldn't touch my shoulders. I couldn't do this. I couldn't put up 3. I would go to grab my pinky and my hand would cramp up, and I'd be like, I was getting these muscle spasms that would almost drop me to the ground or make it so I couldn't move. If I had to pick something up from the ground, let's say a piece of paper, something that you wouldn't get hurt doing, I would go like this and be like, oh my God, I'm going to pull a hamstring. My muscles were that tight and like that brittle feeling from this medication. It was awful. My joints also felt like glass. I had a 4-day period and I couldn't figure out what the hell was going on. I kind of forgot that I started taking this gabapentin medicine every single day, even though I was taking it every day. It just, for some reason, didn't cross my mind that this was causing the issue. And, you know, I had this 4-day period where I would get up with my daughter and come downstairs and try to get her breakfast and then lay on the couch. And that's not me. I'm a very, very active person. You know, I love working out, and I couldn't make myself work out, partially because of the pain. You know, I would start working out and actually feel good about 20 minutes in. After mobilizing 20 minutes and then warming up 20 minutes, I'd start to feel good. And then I'd lift. But then later that night and the next day, I would get smacked with these body aches that it would make it hard to breathe. Just breathing and that expansion would make things hurt. And, what's that, honey? Do you want me to help you? Give me 1 second, I'll be right in there. Oh, you got it?
Yeah, what? Hi, Matt.
Oh, good job! Washing the hands good. And, it became unbearable. I had a 4-day period where I was just on the couch and wouldn't move. And my fiance, you know, it was like day 4 or 3 comes in and she's like pissed at me. She's getting pissed. And I'm on the couch like, what the heck? Deja vu, laying on the couch, which I don't ever do. So I was a little upset at the fact that we've been together almost 4 years and she didn't think, hey, something's wrong with this guy. All the time I've known him, he's never done this or acted like this unless something was wrong. Like I had a neck injury from UPS, which actually kick-started all this carpal tunnel and everything. You know, it was a foraminal stenosis from C4 to 7, I think. And it caused like kind of the same issues, except it was just localized joint swelling. And carpal tunnel started through that. In some manner, I developed carpal tunnel with all that swelling going on, and we're checking for thoracic outlet syndrome now because of that neck injury. I tend to get numb through my arm and stuff. But anyway, that's for another time. Got a bunch of things going on here, and that's what this video is kind of about. And she was getting pissed at me, and then I finally went to the doctor's, and it was like the day of my doctor's appointment. We're talking, and we're like, you know, I started gabapentin. I guarantee that's what it is. And then we looked it up quick. Like I research everything I go on, but for some reason when they put me on that, I looked at it quick and didn't think anything of it. It just went, I looked, didn't think anything of it. I've never really had a bad reaction to a medication, so I wasn't overly concerned about it.
I want green.
You want green what?
I want green biscuit.
We don't have any more green, honey. We just have that one. You used all the green, baby.
I want that.
It's empty. It's thrown away.
I want that.
It's in the trash can, honey. That was a while ago. Sorry, baby girl's playing with some water and soap in there to keep her occupied while I do this. And we're like, and we looked it up, and every single side effect except there was one I didn't get. It was like vomiting or itching or something. And you know, we went in and told my doctor, got me off of it. You know, I blew up to almost 230 pounds. It was like 226. I float. Man, if I'm staying lean and eating very clean, like 90% clean, I'm 192 to 195. When I'm packing on a little muscle, which I was actually doing before this, I floated right around 200, 201. I blew up to like 226. I think my heaviest was 227 I hit. And I mean, we went to Disney, and every picture of me, my eyes are like barely open when I'm smiling because my face was so fat. Like I had no jawline at all. Like it was bad. I was a like, you can't even call it a bloat monster. I was a swell monster. You know, but thank God by the time I went to Disney, I had been off of it for a week. My weight was starting to come down, so it was only like 217 at Disney, so I was feeling a bit better, especially for all that walking. And pretty much right when I got off of it, I felt things start getting better. I'm down to 200 now. I was actually 190, 199 the last 2 days, so feeling so much better there. Can't wait to get back to training. I had 2 days during this first 3.5 weeks where I did a real light little workout because I was getting antsy. You know, it gets to me when I can't work out. It's kind of my me place. You know, it battles the demons, the stress of the day. And I just did, 15-pound dumbbells, like kneeling curls, leg skull crushers, very light air squatting, little bit of push-ups. I did them with my knees if I felt like it was too much strain. I think the first workout I did was like day 9 or 10, and I went real easy on that one. Played with my daughter during it, and then a couple days ago, probably about 5 days ago, I did another one, kind of the same thing, a couple different movements, and I actually did a small wad of it was like 10 parallel push-ups, 10 air squats, 10 lateral raises, 10 split squats per leg, and then it might have been bent over rows holding them here, 10 per side, something like that. It's just very light. Again, 15-pound dumbbells or the 12-pound dumbbells I have. Nothing crazy. Very controlled. Just getting a little pumped. Those 15s, I did like a Rich Piano arm day thing. His 2-round thing where it's like 100 curls and 50, extensions, or I forget what it is, 60 or 75. Well, I was doing 75 and 55. I did a challenge for almost 30 days. I forget. Something happened in there. Might have been a family thing or something extreme happened where I couldn't finish the 30 days of that. I was doing that every day, 2 rounds of 100 and 100, which got nasty. I won't mind doing that again, but like the 75, 55, that seems perfect, especially if you're training, through the day and adding that in at the end of your day. But anyway, just super light, felt good, didn't feel anything in my core. If I would, I'd stop. Didn't get my breathing super heavy, but it was enough to kind of mentally get me through and allow me to get a workout in and feel good. Look, you can see our Disney balloon back there. Emily's Disney balloon. So, feeling good. So, let me close this vent. That heat's kicking. So, feeling pretty good overall, but I have a lot of things going on right now. I mentioned the carpal tunnel, so I was just in. I'm getting an appointment set to get the right hand done, then I'll be getting the left hand done, being evaluated for the thoracic outlet syndrome. Again, a lot of these things started with that neck injury from UPS. I had boxes collapse on me and pinned me into a wall. Didn't hurt me at the time, didn't think nothing of it, didn't report it, didn't even think about saying anything about it. And then I just started having trouble sleeping. I couldn't sleep. My arms started going violently numb, and I was swelling. And this started happening, and I started noticing about a month after that. And it just slowly was getting worse and worse. And then here I went in, and I had a neck injury from some type of impact. And that's the only thing that I had impact on my head, so it's the only thing I can think about. My dumb fault for not reporting it. Anytime you're in a workplace, you should report the smallest little accidents like that. I could have avoided many things and had this taken care of. But anyway, I'll be getting my carpal tunnel done. I have this guy right here. I don't know if you can see it. This lump on my neck. I've had this beast about 2 months now. I went in. It was an infection. We treated it. It almost went away and then blew up. Went back in, they said, oh, well, now it's somehow turned into cellulitis. We treated that with 10 days of antibiotics, 2 pills a day. The first antibiotics was just 1 pill a day. It died down after the 10 days. It got a little smaller, then ballooned up again. So I called my doctor, and then it actually got down. It actually grew so that it was like up here and then coming down into my neck. I went back in. Now they think it is just a cyst that they're going to go in and actually remove. And then I noticed the other day I had one coming in up here that has gone away, and I was worried that it had turned into an infection again and came up. And I don't remember dinging my head on anything over here, but it was getting sore, and now it's completely gone and everything's fine. But I was worried about it being this. So I have that going on. I just had my leg checked. I noticed a mole when I was shaving my legs the one day that just didn't look the same as it normally did. And I was kind of telling myself, oh, it's in your head. It looks the same. You've seen it 100 times. Said something to my fiance. She started trying to look up pictures. It was in the back of my can. Right here. You can't really see it. Maybe I'll make a video showing it. And when they got checked out, the doctor was like, dude, we need to get you into dermatology immediately. We're going to get you in. Dermatology's backed up over a year. And they snuck me in within 2 weeks. Looked at it. They're like, we got to get this thing removed. You're most likely going to be very happy you came in to get this removed. It doesn't look good. Get it removed. They test it. Here I have early stage cancer, early stage melanoma on my left leg. So I have an appointment in about a week and a half, about 2 weeks, where I'm going to be going in. They're going to be taking a bigger chunk of my left calf, the skin, not my actual calf, but they're going to be taking a bigger chunk, a big enough chunk where I'm going to need a few stitches to close it up. This first chunk, they just took like this hot spoon and just scooped it out. It was just like this crater in my leg, and you could tell it was just a spoon. I didn't watch it. I didn't want to watch it. I just thought maybe I'd react weird. I usually like to watch those things. For some reason, I just didn't watch that. And after they did it, I was like, shit, I should have watched that. It would have been cool to watch because I'm a weirdo like that. But, you know, in my head, it was a little spoon because it just like burned, and they just literally just scooped it out. So, you know, we're hoping that that's nothing too serious. They're pretty optimistic that it's stage 1. I'll just have to get checked every 6 months. I'm also doing my gene work right now to figure out, you know, if I have one of the BRCA genes. I'm pretty sure that's how you... I can't say the whole name. I forget. It's like BRCA something. It's a cancer gene, and it's looking like I might have the more rare form of the BRCA gene, the way, you know, my family history is lining up with the cancers in my family. My sister had just beat breast cancer. My mom had melanoma. All 4 of my grandparents had cancer when they passed away, so I'm just a high-risk person. I had a random collapsed lung maybe about 10 years ago now. Very random. I'm not tall. I'm not a smoker. I was doing a CrossFit workout in the middle of the run. I didn't really feel it happen, but I'm working out, and I was feeling this pain. And then about a week went by of me working out and just literally beating myself up. Like, I'm getting less fit. What's wrong with my methodology? I'm missing lifts I shouldn't lift. I hit like a 200-pound clean and jerk and just jumped like 15 pounds or something like that. Now, at this time, I wasn't as strong as I am now. So it was a bit heavier for me at the time. But I shouldn't have missed it. And I like hit 110 and went to hit, like 200, and I went to hit like 215 or 220. And the pain that hit me was so intense. And my client, who was a good friend of mine, still is, was like, we're going to urgent care right now. Something's wrong with you. And I'm like, no, it's my training, my methodology. I'm not resting. I don't know what the hell. She's like, I'm making you go. And she took me. She made me go. Here I had a fully collapsed lung. Fully collapsed completely. I think there was like 36 milliliters of fluid in my left cavity. Again, it was 10 years ago, I forget. But I'm pretty sure it was 36 or 34. You know, I just remember going in there, and they like did an x-ray or whatever, and they're like, dude, you have to go. We went to an urgent care, and they're like, you have to go to ER right now. And I'm like, what? Nah. Here they figured out I had walking pneumonia, and while I was working out, it caused my lung to collapse. But that's a sign of this BRCA gene. I'm getting these tiny little bumps. You probably can't see them in the camera. See those tiny little bumps? And then I'm getting them. See that right there? I never had those little bumps before, and they started coming in. That's another sign of this BRCA gene. I have very thick scarring, like you can see the scar on my lip, and then I have scars, especially when I tan, you'll see the thick scars come out of my face from dog bites, like right there's one. I was actually bit on both sides of my face by 2 different dogs at 2 different times. Both Great Danes, believe it or not. One Great Dane was ours, and very friendly. His foot was stuck in something, and to get his foot out, it was in the back of a car. I had to pull the seat up and put it back through a pinching point. It was the only way to get it out. Well, when it went back through that little pinching point, our dog snapped at the air. When he snapped at the air, my face happened to be there. It was not something he tried at all. What's up, honey bun? Okay, give me 1 second, princess. Oh, I love your smile. And, you know, that was the first one. And then the second one was, we had new neighbors move in this apartment complex I was living in. And, they had 2 Great Danes, totally dumb move by me, went walking up, oh, you got Great Danes, I love Danes, and he's like, hey, you know, just be careful, and I was like, oh, it's alright, I grew up with Danes. I didn't put my hands down under their mouth from the sniff, I just walked up. Now, in my defense, I wasn't quite close enough yet, so I didn't even, like, put my hands down. I was just, like, happy to see Danes, they're sweet-looking dogs. Well, he had them both, and they were full-size Danes, and they jumped and lunged towards me and actually pulled him and closed distance really quick. And one licked me, and the other one bit me. So I had a lick and a bite. And I just stepped back, and I remember being like, what the... Like, I didn't realize what just happened. I didn't really feel the bite. It almost felt like 2 licks, and then I looked at the ground, and there's blood pouring on the ground. Got me really good. Both of them missed my eyes. I think it was that second one where it was the 2 dogs that like, got me, like, right here. And then when Riddick, our dog, bit me, that was the one that was over here. He got me here and here. Boom. And then the other one got me, like, in here. The lip scars from baseball when I was really young. I actually broke my teeth too. See that? Smacked my tooth. They put it in milk and put it back on that night. And now it's a little discolored because that was, Man, I was like 7 at the time. That was 20-some years ago. You know, I'm 37 now, so 7 or 8. You know, so I have that thick scarring. Like, my shins don't tan from deadlifting and cleans and snatches and falls on box jumps and skin in my shins. There's such thick scarring they don't tan. So I have just all these signs of this gene. So kind of prepared to get the gene test back and be told, hey, you have this BRCA gene, along with going in every 6 months to dermatology and getting your skin checked now. Yearly, I think it was my liver, my pancreas, and maybe my thyroid. There was another one, liver, pancreas, might have been kidneys. There was 3 cancers that I'd be at much higher risk for, so I'd have to start getting yearly checkups on those organs. And then my kiddos, my daughter here, when she turns 20, she'll have to regularly get checked too as well, because of me maybe having this gene. I don't know if I do yet or not. I go in Monday for the blood, and then I'll find out. What's up, honey bun? Whoa, you got all the toothbrushes. You're silly. We will brush our teeth. We need to, huh? I didn't brush them yet. Gross, we didn't brush our teeth yet. And I'm showing you my teeth. Yeah, we'll brush them right now. So anyway, I'm going to be getting back to it. About 2.5 weeks left, and I want to do like a big transformation after this 6 weeks off. I mean, I almost had like 10 weeks off. You know, I was working out. I think in the month going into this surgery, I might have worked out once every 7 to 9 days because of how my body was feeling with that gabapentin. Once that, you know, the side effects started hitting, it was really, I mean, I had days I couldn't stand up straight because the aches in my back were so bad that as I'd go to stand up straight, it was just this chronic, aching, stabbing pain where if I went like this, it felt better. It was like I was like an old guy, you know, especially if I sit or lay on the couch, which I was doing a lot of. I'd go to stand up, and it would take me a minute to get up and get going because it was just, you know, extreme arthritis, I guess is what you could have called it, extreme arthritis. But I'm ready to get back to it, especially once this swelling goes down. I know I'm going to be a bit soft. I'm still like weird about flexing my abs, but I hate how the lower stomach's looking here with that swelling still. You know, especially at 200. Typically at 200, you know, I'm getting my ab separation and stuff. But it's okay. Well, I guess not 200. A little below 200, I start getting that ab separation. You know, close to 190 or whatever. But I want to do a nice little transformation and actually probably not do quite as much CrossFit. I'm still going to Olympic lift because I love it, and do like 2 to 3 CrossFit WODs a week for conditioning and leaning out. I'm looking at getting a walking pad here to do some just super light cardio at home, like more of that neat cardio. Just doing little things at home while I'm watching TV, just light walking, a little incline, and just burn some extra calories, put on some muscle, and get really lean and cut up for this summer while still being able to perform good and getting strong on my Olympic lifts. I don't want to sacrifice that. So if I have to sacrifice being a tad higher in body fat, like 10%, which would be fine, you know, I'll still be lean, cut up, and feeling good and performing good. But if I get below 10, I tend to see, the way I did it before years ago, I didn't really see a decrease in strength, but I didn't get any stronger. And I didn't really get any fitter. So I think 10% will be that nice sweet mark for me. 12, I really perform well, but I'm not as lean as I'd like to be. You can see my upper abs and stuff. But I like to be veiny and lean and cut up. You know, so we'll see. I'm going to experiment with it and do that little, you know, transformation post hernia and get the abs back to it. It'll be cool to have abs that don't have a lump at the top, which would be really freaking cool. But hey, this video dragged on a little bit longer than I wanted. I just wanted to let you guys know what's going on with me and all the crap I've been going through. We're going to get through it. We're going to fight through it. We're going to get back to training hard and having a good time. You want to put my toothpaste on?
Yeah.
Okay, give me 1 minute to say goodbye, okay? And then I'll let you do my teeth. Teamwork?
Yeah.
Yeah, teamwork. Hey, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I hope you enjoyed this video and the update. I'm going to be shooting a lot more videos out at you guys. And just doing a bit more content like I was doing. And maybe some reaction videos and stuff. I will. Give me 1 second, honey. I think that's the new one. We got to get the other one. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day and you enjoyed this video. Nice little jump-ins by my daughter. Remember, don't just be here. Be somebody. Have a wonderful day.